Hello everybody, welcome back to Beacon Pines. Today we see what Grandma is hiding, hopefully. You get a little based on. There's a knock at the door. We hear you coming. Aw, they look so cute. What on the earth is that? A ridiculous thing on your head. It's a little hat. It helps me think. You're gonna need more of those. Joke all you want. We'll see who's laughing when I crack the case wide open. Coast is clear. Yep, whatever she's been up to this week, she's been keeping her busy most days. Very well. Game is afoot.
Luka and Beck rolled their eyes as Rollo strutted across the room.
Such a cute game. If I ever can, where would I have my deepest, darkest secrets? Perhaps where I might at least expect it.
Rollo flung open the cabinet with confidence.
Ah!
He coughed as a veil of dust hit his face.
I think it's safe to assume that dusty isn't what we're looking for. Or maybe it's just that she wants you to think. Then again, any good detective knows not to trust their own first hunch. First hunch are for suckers. Eureka! She lit a fire and burned the evidence. She keeps a fire going every day for Rollo. Drat. It may already be too late. Just think of the mounds of documents lost to ash. Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. Can we just think of, for a moment, Luka, where is anywhere your grandma doesn't want you to go? Yeah, closet upstairs. So maybe this stands to reason that she could check there first. No dice, it's locked. Well. Look who stands to reason now. I have no idea where the key is. Definitely important, so the kids to get there. Anywhere else? And her berry bushes? Who ever thought I'm going to take this important hook it through the bush? True. Anywhere else? Maybe something out of the ordinary? Well, she's always worried that I'll break her fancy dishware in the kitchen. But it doesn't matter anyway, I can't reach the latch.
A look of realization crept onto Luka's face. All three kids snapped to glance at each other, then sprinted in turn toward the kitchen.
Right, Lulu. Time to shine. Oh yes. You call upon my Inspector Detective skills. Now I shall proceed
Before
with...
he could finish, Luka scrambled up Rollo's back.
Hey, this is my idea of detective work. Every squad needs a good lockpick. Very good lockpicking strutting is head on to sit in. This is beneath my standing. Stop and complain and hold still. Got it.
The three crowded around the hutch to peer in. With the glass doors opened, a perfect porcelain display gleamed in front of them. Their eyes searched for anything amiss, but the only distinct feature was its impeccability.
Well, that was anticlimactic. Yeah. I really don't know what we're expecting. Like, oh, hey. Let me yank on this random teacup.
As Beck pulled on one of the teacups, it slanted forward with a hollow click. The entire hutch began to rustle and slide under its own power.
What? Holy crap! Seems like your grand has been doing some remodeling. Dude, two types of people have secret layers. Evil masterminds and superheroes. So which one do you think she is? We're about to find out. Okay, more of an unhinged conspiracy vibe. Oh wow, this can't be good. Need to look around for jumping to conclusions.
Luka jostled each cabinet drawer in turn. Only one was unlocked. He fingered through the filing cabinet, pausing at a bulging folder labeled Walter. For a long moment, he just stared at it.
Walter's his dad's name. What do you got there? It's my dad. Looks like some of his old medical files. Your dad was a doctor?
Luka nodded and caressed the label with his thumb.
Well, you're gonna read it? Here, let me help.
Rollo swiped the folder from the drawer and began leafing through the pages. He whistled to himself, barely looking at the text.
How about you actually read some sort of it? 1 second. These documents such as this are a lot like cheeseburgers. Best to keep straight to the middle. That's where all the meaty bits live. Oh my goodness. Wow, I had no idea we're in the presence of a pre-mint colored and dense documents and cheeseburgers. Oh, by all means,
He
proceed.
stopped at a page and mimed, holding up a monocle.
Here we are. Follow-up examination of Trinity Real by patient cells full of signs of pelvis and moles? Not sure. Body temperatures drop. He now describes soreness of muscles and joints. This is similar to the symptoms exhibited by Miss Willoughby just a few days past. Still running on lab results from Joshua.
Rollo
Joseph.
looked up with heightened surprise.
Is he creepy? Yeah, kinda disturbing. Who's Joseph? That's Mr. Nickreed's name.
Rollo's
Wait.
finger traced across the page.
There's more scribbled in the margins. It could be contagious. Mr. Willington's the tap water at his home has been contaminated. Perhaps environmental. Lab results only raise more questions. It's like he came back to this report later and made those notes. So it might be related to something
Rollo
else.
scanned through several more pages.
Here, the writing looks shaky. Just couldn't help her. The disease, or whatever it is, processed so fast. And with his wife passing, Darren's condition follows behind. Exacerbating by the lost. Enough is enough. I need to take matters in my own
Luka,
hands.
staring blankly at the cabinet this whole time.
What does it say
Rollo rustled the
next?
folder, trying to loose more pages.
That's where it ends. What? There has to
Luka
be more.
frantically shoved the remaining cabinet folders, trying to find another labeled Walter.
Luka, I think that's the only one. It's alphabetical, see? What does that mean? Enough is enough? How did he take matters into his own hands? This is bullcrap.
Luka slammed the drawer shut. A spider web of string connected photos of people from the town, interspersed with hastily scrawled notes.
Well, she sure has kept herself busy. Oh, it's your grand serial killer. 'Cause I'm starting to get a vibe. Don't be ridiculous. She sure is tracking the movements of everyone in the town. Out of kindness of her heart. She puts little symbols, some by them. Yeah, Mr. Nutcreed has checkmark. The clipboard's inside a big circle. My mom are both on here. My moms are both on here. Both with question marks. Gus Valentine's has question mark. Hers says question mark that has been closed out. Miss Kira has a bullseye. The killer has chosen her next victim. We don't know any of this means. Whatever it means, it's probably not good. Yeah. Okay, back to whatever we have here. Barrels not cost an explosive. And jam jars. Enough jam to feed the whole town. What kind of jam does your grandmother make? Incinerary. She couldn't have had me walk around delivering bombs, right? The only way to find
Rollo
out.
casually spun open a lid and dipped his finger in the jam. He
Huckleberries.
smacked his lips.
And a hint of brown sugar. And ink? What?
Rollo plunged his hand in the jar, fishing out a soggy slip of paper. Rollo offered the slimy note to Luka and licked his fingers clean.
It's addressed to Miss Fratellia. And Graham. It says last night I used the disguise Harris provided to scout the location. The timeline window should be possible. Operation Spark Leg is I go. Oh man. We're really doing a heist. Whatever it is, it can't be good. More a bombshell than a bomb, am I right? Anyway, so I'll let it slide. But I'm the bad joke guy around here. Cute.
They crowded around a worn-down old map of Beacon Pines.
Close looks like the treasure map. Not every old map is a treasure map, Rollo. Yeah, but every treasure map is an old map. You can't follow that logic. Look here, even a pathway drawn to it. It starts at the entrance to town, and we follow
Rollo
it.
carefully traced the path with his finger.
It leads
He
right
jabbed
to
down at the end point.
town square. I found in the middle of town. What's a weird place to hide treasure? Well, it doesn't look like treasure to me. The path has the same symbol as those explosives over there. So it's not hiding treasure? Real bummer. Well, that thing that you've been excited about for the whole past month. Festival. Did you say gulp? Feels like a gulp sign of situation. Everyone gathered near the center of town. She's gonna blow up the festival? Not if we stop her. What's that?
Luka looked up from the map.
What was that? Oh, I heard it too. It was the front door, which means someone had shut the door. Someone's upstairs. Shh, quiet. Hit the lights.
Beck flicked off the light, and they became statues in the dark. Overhead, creaking floorboards bent under slow, deliberate steps. The kids looked up, the tilt of their necks following each footfall. Then suddenly, it stopped. Without realizing, they'd been holding their breath. All three exhaled shakily and glanced at each other. A muffled male voice broke the silence.
Hello?
A final few footsteps reached the entrance above them, and the voice now echoed down the stairs.
Anyone down
The
there?
three kids shuffled to the corners without a peep. As he began to descend the stairs, the man's voice punctuated every new step. Thump,
Yo, yoo-hoo.
thump,
I'm not here to hurt anyone.
thump.
I'm just here to help. Just...
At the bottom step, the man paused, squinting to search the room for signs of life.
Huh? Guess there's
Rollo
nothing.
shifted suddenly. Luka gave him an intense, chastising look and whispered through clenched teeth. It was too late. Rollo was already inching toward the stairway. He screeched as he charged toward the shadowy figure.
Flaming chicken coop!
With all his weight, Rollo tackled the man to the ground.
Rollo? Mysterious, creepy man? Anyone
From
there?
the dark corner, they saw something move.
Well, I didn't know if I had it in me. But there's only one to find out. Holy crap, Rollo, that was awesome. Wait, did you just kill that
Luka
person?
scrambled to the hunched figure on the ground. Pressing his fingers to the man's neck, he sighed with relief.
Clobbered him right good though. He's knocked
As
out
Beck
cold.
flicked back on the light, Luka and Rollo both gasped.
Mr. Tolliver? Dun dun dun.
Chapter 7.
Ooh!
The Interrogation of Hiram Tolliver.
Tolliver.
Still unconscious, Mr. Tolliver slumped heavily in a shoddy old chair. His hands were bound with rope, his feet tied with some loose string. The kids huddled in a circle, discussing their plan. One thing was certain, they couldn't just let Mr. Tolliver go. They needed to know what he was doing in Luka's house. After some deliberation, it was decided.
They were gonna run?
They'd run the classic good cop, hard cop
It's actually
interrogation.
bad cop. But whatever.
Rollo brandished a steely gaze. I've got this. Read about it 100 times. Rollo swaggered past the chair which propped up the slumping Hiram Tolliver. Without even looking at his captive, he began with a long, blustery drawl.
Well, Mr. Tolliver.
Mr. Tolliver remained motionless. Rollo spun around to face him. He'd clearly expected to rouse Mr. Tolliver with his booming voice.
Mr.
Beck and
Tolliver?
Luka gave each other an unsure glance. Rollo slammed his fist on the table.
I said, Mr. Tolliver!
He grabbed the table lamp and beamed it onto the unconscious face. Mr. Tolliver groaned and slowly lifted his head. He recoiled with a muddled, weary squint.
Wait, What in the
chair
world?
wobbled as he attempted to straighten up.
Who's
Mr.
there?
Tulliver could only make out rough shapes through the glaring light. With a gruff tone, Rollo hoped to both conceal his voice and intimidate.
I'll be asking the questions here, punk. Hold on. Let's calm down. Oh, I'm calm. Calm as a carrot in dirt. As for you, looks like you
The
sweat.
doubtful expression on Beck and Luca's faces transformed into awe.
We can do this my way, or let's just say I've never needed another
Rollo,
way.
hitting his stride, was now channeling every detective trope his memory could recall.
Go,
He
Rollo.
slammed the table again.
Now, dance. What? I don't
Mr.
even...
Tulliver's voice became desperate. He was nearly in tears.
You tied me down, how on earth can I dance? Dance with your mouth, punk. Spill the beans. What are you doing poking around this house? I'm here to help Jupiter. Sure to make everything's ready? Oh, you're in cahoots with Gran.
Mr. Tulliver was in a daze, now more confused than ever.
Gonna help her blow up the festival, huh? Blow up the festival?
He
Good
shook
lord!
his head, feeling more and more dizzy.
No, you got it all wrong. Where is she now? She's heading to the source. The source? What's the source?
His voice
It's
faded
where
to a whisper.
the town began. Where it all began. What is Operation
With
Sparkplug?
that, Mr. Tulliver passed out cold. Rollo swung around with a repentant
Rollo.
grimace.
Stupid chair. I think you went a little too hard for him. On him. What did he say about the source? It's where the town began. We need more information. But we better not push Mr. Tolliver any farther. There is anybody else who might know more. What about the History Museum? Just got set up for the festival. Yeah, the tin is pulled up by the Valentines. Everything they do is just a bunch of fluff to glory themselves. Is there any more reliable? Library. There's information about their source thing. Know. Let's go get some answers. Dang, this is a nice library. Thanks. We worked hard on it. Aren't you a little too adorable to be a librarian? Oh, Katie hung out here so much eventually they gave him a set of keys. Just keep an eye on the place, Miss Novak. Sometimes they get you working here for free. It's quite. I get access to the book I can read, and more. What more can a person want? Fair enough. What can I do for y'all? We need a favor. I already told you and Rollo. I can't put you any higher on the wait list for the next Hankadamic. If you're here with more candy, I'll have you know I can't be bought. Call it personal code of conduct. Actually, we're looking to do some research. Now you're speaking my language. What are you looking for? It's things sorta we don't know. Would you got any history on the town? There's a county record archives. What are those? Birth, deaths, newspapers, clippings, stuff like that. Pretty boring reading. But they do go all the way back when the town was founded. Great, we'll start there.
Chapter 8.
Ooh, Ooh.
6 feet under, 3 towns over.
Ooh.
The kids spent the rest of the afternoon combing through dusty piles of old county records, desperately searching for anything that could help them make sense of Mr. Tolliver's cryptic utterance. Luka tried to shake the thought of Gran's basement, but his focus wavered. Explosives, messages hidden in jam, dossiers on various town figures, and Gran was the only family he had left. He still couldn't bring himself to believe the worst. But the old map with the symbol of explosives in town square made that difficult. As the sun began to set, the kids were no closer to the truth.
If we have to read any more records, my eyebrow's gonna pop. We gotta keep digging. If I dig another word, I'm gonna end up in one of these. Ascend Death Records. Rollo Cotter lived a full, wonderful life until he read so much boring crude that his brains oozed out of his ears.
Rollo shut his book with an assertive nod.
Got a better idea? Split it out. Sounds like... You sound like my sister. Keep pushing your luck, pal. There won't be a boring county records that kill you. I'll put you in the obituaries myself.
Rollo muttered under his
Oh
breath.
my goodness. Sassy. You're a country record. Really? That's the best you've got? When I'm done with you, you'll be a footnote in history. Just
Beck
like...
slammed her finger down on the open page before glancing down to read.
J. Harford here. I'd love to see you try. Hey. We're all a little tired here. Just take a minute and...
Something tickled the back of Luka's mind.
Wait. What was that name, Beck? On the bit? J. Hartford? From Brooklyn Tribune 8 years ago? That can't be right. What is it? J. Hartford? That's my grand's name. Jupiter Hartford. Maybe there's 2 J. Hartfords? Miss Hartford is survived by her young daughter, Eve Hartford. My mom's name is Eleanor. Okay, this is getting creepy. If your grandma's 6 feet under and 3 towns over, then who am I living
The
with?
question hung in the air.
Oh. Okay. Alright, gang, I gotta close up for the night.
Beck rubbed her eyes.
How late is it? Almost 10. Crap, Pa's gonna kill me. Gotta go. Yeah, my parents were already sick. Okay, let's meet up this early as we can at the festival tomorrow. What are we gonna do about the unconscious man in your basement? I'll think of something.
Luka's heart was pounding as he approached the house. If he was lucky, Gran, or whoever it was, hadn't gotten back yet. And of course, there was Mr. Tolliver tied up and unconscious in the basement. Dealing with him would be the first order of business. Luka shook out his arms to calm his nerves before entering. He held perfectly still, tempering his breath, and listened closely. She was asleep. His only hope was that she hadn't found Mr. Tolliver before dozing off.
Oh
Mr.
no.
Tolliver was nowhere to be seen.
Maybe he woke up with scoop from his finance
Or
life
maybe
without a trait?
Gran knew everything.
Maybe. What do I do?
Luka's hungry stomach groaned. Not realizing it, he'd gone the entire day without eating.
Can figure this out. Just need the brain for the food.
Luka rushed over to the pile of jam jars, unscrewed one, and shoveled a handful into his mouth.
I'm afraid your jam delivery will be
He
delayed.
flipped the lid to read the label.
Mr. Nuncreed. Now I can think. So if Gran knows we tied up Mr. Tolliver, screwed. If she doesn't know, then I need to play it cool. Guess the only option is to go to bed and act like there's nothing is wrong. Gran will think Mr. finished. I was sent to do and he left. So, Gran? Stick to the plan. Go to bed. Cycle.
As Luka climbed the final stair, the emotion of the day dragged heavily on him. With each consecutive step, his legs weakened. His stride began to falter. He tried to grab for the railing to steady himself. Something was wrong.
Come on, legs. Just a few more steps.
Luka groaned and tried to move.
Was there some kind
His
of
limbs might as
poison?
well have been bolted to the ground. Through numb lips, he mumbled just before falling asleep.
The jam had something in it. Sweet boy. What did you get yourself into? Rest now, let me handle everything. Sounded like she was dragging him. Like seriously.
Chapter 9.
It sounded like Grandma was dragging him.
A speech to end all speeches. Luka awoke to find himself face down in bed. He moaned into his pillow. Why would Gran drug him? Or rather, why was she trying to drug Mr. Nuncreed? Shaking the questions from his woozy head, Luka snapped back to the matter at hand.
Festival. Where have you been? Huh? Gran put something in that jam. Yeah, we know. Secret message for secret inspirators. Not this one. The one intended for Mr. Nuncreed. Put me to sleep. Whoa. Sly devil. I think she's trying to remove him from the equation. He might be in danger. Have you found anything? You looked around, haven't seen anything odd. Your grand somehow is nowhere to be found. But Mr. Nuncreed has loafing around waiting for the speech. What speech? Mayor Guest just got up to the podium. Everyone is gathered at the stage. Let's get moving.
Augustus Valentine nervously wiped his brow.
Single. Hello, Beacon Pines. I'm Augustus Valentine's your mayor, and I suppose you already know that. Oh yes, before we get started, just wanted to take a moment to recognize someone who couldn't be here today. This sound couldn't be anywhere in it where couldn't wouldn't be where it is today without my father sharpened her Valentine. So I thought we would begin around the applause of being such benefiting such a great man. Even that's more than old Cutter
Gus
deserves.
cleared his throat and awkwardly loosened his tie.
Right, there I
William Kerr
was.
bounded on the stage with the energy of a preacher at a big tent revival.
Gus Valentine,
He
everyone.
gave Gus a hearty slap on the back and motioned him off the stage.
Let's hear it for our mayor. That was a great turnout. Well, heck, I didn't even prepare anything, but I suppose I could say a few words. Would be the same as a beautiful
Mr.
podium.
Kerr pulled a thick stack of note cards out from his vest.
Community convention commitment. These are a few things celebrated at Perennial Harvest. For us, these are pillars of the bridge to a better tomorrow, but think it is time to add a new change. Change is a powerful thing. It's unavoidable, and undeniable. And I'm daggum thankful for it. Change is the reason we're all here together today. It's hard for me to believe that it was only 4 years ago when our faith brought me here. A simple business trip brought me to a small town which would change my life
Mr. Kerr took a
forever.
moment to survey the crowd.
Y'all know
He
what?
wiped away a single tear.
Oh. From the second I stood foot in Beacon Pines, something about this place has held me captive. You see, change represents opportunity, and it represents potential. And change that helps me recognize the potential of this place. To see that people of this town, despite suffering great loss, still held on the things that made them
He
special.
thumped the podium to emphasize each word.
Community convention commitment.
Mr. Kerr
Change.
nodded confidently, biting his lip. The crowd was silent, in rapt attention.
Fate might not be perfect match that day. Nothing is more important to you all than community. And Premium Harvest is community's first and foremost.
Mr. Kerr methodically made eye contact with each section of the crowd.
Yep. The only way you made it through the foul harvest was unshakable conviction. A conviction that a better tomorrow was just over the horizon. Perennial Harvest was founded on the conviction that we are the horizon. The harvest is a symbol of a commitment to each
His
other.
voice began to build to a crescendo.
Now we walk hand in hand to the future we will shape together. And as that we change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I'm tickled pink that we will be making that choice together. How great is that? Imagine what we can accomplish. What was that?
The crowd began to look around nervously.
Don't worry, little thunder isn't gonna ruin this day. Anyone remain calm.
Mr. Kerr quickly flicked through his note cards.
Where was I? All through my travels I learned the one true thing. One always reaps what they sow. We planted all good in this town. So with the happiest heart I can Proclaim.
He raised his hands up to the heavens.
Harvest awaits.
At that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold
Again?
air ripped through the crowd, instantly freezing everyone and everything it touched. For a man like William Kerr, this was a fitting way for things to end. On a stage, with an entire town frozen in rapt attention for the rest of time. The end.
No.
There's that ice again! Whenever I think we're getting close, it comes along and ruins everything!
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should just quit?
No.
Maybe you should just close the book, walk away, and never think of me again. No, I don't mean that. We got a little closer this time. We just need to try again. Please.
Okay. Let's go this route.
Luka drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Flight. He squinted down the barrel of the mission control defense cannon, aiming it through an opening in the dense tree branches. He looked up with surprise as it struck true and taut.
Well, I can't believe that worked. Hey, Mr. We'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm afraid we have places to be. Come on, Iggy. See ya, jerks. Fine. We all know where that leads him. This way. Take the tunnels.
Luka and Iggy winced as they sprinted through the thicket. The branches clawed at them, reluctant to give passage. After what felt like a marathon, Luka stopped in his tracks as they reached the clearing. What the? That was all he was able to say before Iggy slammed into his back. The boys tumbled down a steep decline and crashed with a wheezing thud on a surface as hard as ice. In fact, it was ice. Chapter 5. Signs. They stood silently, catching their breath. The sky was like sapphire. With each breath, a plume of steam escaped from Luka's lungs. Let's keep moving. Luka pulled Iggy to his feet as they gazed across a snowy terrain.
That was actually pretty... I think we lost him. Are we up in the mountains? I don't think so. I really think we went downhill. When we went... Then what's up with the Winter Wonderland? All I know is there's no way going back the way we came. Let's see if we can get our bearings. Follow me. Wait, this looks like his house. Luka? Luka, are you there?
Luka had almost forgotten the walkie-talkie he was carrying.
Is that... Bo, Karen? I hope nothing bad has happened to you out there in those
Luka
woods.
looked at Iggy with hesitation.
No need to be
With a
rude.
resigned sigh, Luka responded.
Seems like the only thing dangerous in the woods is you. He speaks, young man of the hour. No, and Tantarium, did you end up in one of those Arideos? Lucky, I guess. Boy, howdy. You and Vanderhorst are full of surprise, aren't you? You knew my parents? Never had the honor of meeting your father, but your mom sure was a handful.
Luka winced, shoving the walkie-talkie back into his pocket.
We gotta keep moving. But this is where his father was buried. And then this is his house.
A disc of smooth metal was lightly covered in snow. Two faint seams were visible along the surface.
A manhunt cover? If it is, Narian has never seen one like it. What's the readout? Sitting just above 258, Kevin. That's down a bit from last time. We should report this to Mr. Kerr. Still within safe range. It may be spreading, but it's under control for now. Even still nudging the equilibrium. I can't say that word. Whatever could cause a cassette. Dude, relax. Just a few more sites to hit before we can punch out. Let's get it over with. What's all this? Hard to say with all the snow. Thinks it's a town sign. Almost can make out the letters. What town could this even be? There couldn't be another town this deep into the wheat willows. Making events to the contrary. Let's figure out what we're dealing with here. Step 1. Snow's got to go. I'll see what I can do.
The boys stared in disbelief at the sign that now clearly read, "Welcome to Beacon Pines."
Doesn't make any sense. Where is Beacon Pines? How possible? We ran away from town. How did we get back? I guess we got turned around? Where'd all the snow come from? Well, it's been colder than it normally is lately. It's a pretty big difference, weather in the Arctic outskirts. The puddle we fought at before. It was cold too. Maybe it leads to one source. You think it's related? What the heck is going on? We're gonna get you some sort of answers. Let's keep moving. Wow.
The fencing glistened, each chain link encapsulated with a translucent layer of ice.
Looks like stuff we put up around Weepwood. Stuff who put up? I don't know. Stuff's more familiar to you. Looks like a barrel near the puddle I shoved me into, yeah. It's all frozen.
Looking down at the frozen stream, Luka could faintly see a school of minnows encased in the ice.
Whatever happened, it happened fast. Fish didn't even have time to run. Or, swim run.
The crunching of footsteps trailing Luka went hush. He looked back to see Iggy's face twisted with confusion.
Everyone's gone. What? There's nothing here but more snow. There can be an explanation for all of this. We have to keep looking. You look all you want. I quit. Iggy, we have to keep going. You don't get it, do you? This isn't one of your pathetic atomic stories. We aren't going to save the day. We aren't going to save ourselves. My face is mangled. The town is destroyed. Everyone we ever known is gone. We don't know that. You can't just quit. Whatever you do, whatever you want. I'm done. Iggy, it's gonna be okay.
Luka peered upward at the darkening sky. He let out a long, foggy breath. Faintly, seeing Iggy in such a pathetic state gave Luka a sense of compassion, and more than a little guilt.
It's getting pretty late, I think. Probably a great idea to stumble around the dark anyways.
Luka allowed himself to collapse next to Iggy.
Just rest here
The
for a
boys
bit.
huddled together for warmth and comfort. If not for exhaustion, their minds would be racing, trying to make sense of the events of the day. As it was, all they had energy for was to sit in silence, numb.
The way the snow covered everything over. It's kinda calming. Yeah. I haven't had time to say, but thanks. Huh? For getting me away from those creeps. Sort of froze up back there. Nikki, I shouldn't be the one apologizing. I should be the one apologizing. All that happened because I lost my temper. Nah, that's bull hockey. First of all, you didn't know what gunk would do. You didn't, right? Of course not. Second, stop with this baloney about losing your temper. But I did lose my
Iggy
temper.
motioned sarcastically to his half-deformed face.
Obviously. But exactly what should I have you done? Huh? I was being a horse's butt. You were supposed to be a horse's butt in response. That's how it works. Iggy, I'm having a hard time following. You wanted me to fight you? Of course! Geez, goody types. Take forever to understand this very basic point. Why would you go around saying cruel things trying to get into
Iggy
fights?
shrugged.
Something to do? You're a butthole because you're bored? Sometimes I feel empty. You wouldn't understand. You and Rolla always have a blast together. Laughing, calling that dinky little treehouse mission control.
Iggy now wept openly.
Perfect little Luka Van Horn. Sorry about that. With his perfect little life. My life is not perfect. Everyone in town likes you. Not everyone. Hell, even the new girl hasn't even unpacked yet, and she's even already likes you. You have
He wiped his
Trish.
nose with a sleeve.
I love Trish. Trish is great. But she ain't exactly the world's greatest conversationalist, you know?
Luka gave a warm chuckle.
I get the impression. I get that impression.
Iggy cleared his throat as he wiped his eyes.
Huh? It must be raining out here.
Iggy
Definitely.
arched into a wide yawn.
I should probably try getting some sleep. Yeah. Let's lay low for now. Tomorrow we'll get to the bottom of this.
Luka's eyelids began to slowly drift shut.
Luka? Yeah? I always did want to see the inside of your dinky little treehouse. What'd you think? Not bad. I'll give you a full tour when I get back. You know what? Huh.
That's all Luka could whisper before succumbing to sleep. Iggy snuggled in some more.
It comes to where I stayed the entire of my life. This one wasn't half bad.
The house smelled of warm bread. Luka was playing with toy blocks on the living room rug. He looked up to see his parents on the couch. His mother held his father's head in her lap. She idly stroked his hair while humming a song. A voice behind Luka spoke. "This is how you remember them, huh?" Luka turned to see his own face. The doppelganger from his dreams, still clad in a yellow hazmat suit, still carrying a look of disdain behind empty eyes. "Aw, look at this perfectly cozy scene. You know it wasn't really like this." The figure picked up a toy block and inspected it. "It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right materials. Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories, all warm and fuzzy." "You don't remember, do you?" Luka snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. "Remember what?" The doppelganger pointed to the couch. "The last day we saw him alive. The day he chose to abandon us." Luka turned to look at his father, still lounging on the couch. "That's not true. He didn't abandon us." The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively. "Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see." "Let me show you." The world flickered and pulsed. Luka was sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes. The doppelganger limped into the room. Now, we both know that's not how this went." He grabbed Luka's hand and guided the stethoscope to the floor. Luka heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope. It was his parents, fighting. "Do you remember what we did next?" Luka gave a slow nod and crept down the hall. He could see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. "Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this." She was scared. His father stepped forward. "What am I supposed to do? Just watch? There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it. I swore an oath to help people. I won't turn my back on them." Luka's mother grabbed Walt. She was crying, pleading, "I can't lose you." Walt calmly removed Eleanor's hand from his shoulder. "What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. I could never live with myself if I let Sharper get away with this." Eleanor raised her voice. "Spare me your bullshit platitudes. What about our son?" Luka flinched, dropping the stethoscope down the stairs. Walt turned with a panicked smile. "Luka, is that you, buddy?" With tears in his eyes, Luka descended the stairs. "Mom? Dad? What's going on?" Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luka eye to eye. "Nothing, buckaroo. Your mom and I just got a little overexcited is all." Luka placed the stethoscope against his father's chest. His heart was racing. "It sounded like you were going somewhere." Walt gently removed the device from Luka's ears. "Listen to me, Luka. I have some business to take care of. I'll be back in time to tuck you in." Luka hugged his father tightly. "Promise?" Walt stood up and walked to the door. He glanced over his shoulder. "I promise." With a wink and a grin, he put on his hat and strode out into the evening sun. A figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall. It stood above them, lingering in contemplation. Slowly raising one hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head. From a deep slumber, Iggy sprang up defensively. Whether it was the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger, Iggy felt his clenched fists lower.
Just what you gonna think you're doing?
Luka looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor.
You two certainly have caused a lot of commotion. What is that supposed to mean? Take it easy, Iggy. Sleep minding our own business. You're the one running around knocking on people's head. Sorry if I was hurting you, Iggy. You didn't hurt nobody. Anybody? Huh? Oh, I see. So you think you're better than me?
When it came to complete strangers, Icky had trouble cobbling together an insult.
You big-hatted, scarfy-necked furble. Hmm? Let's lower our temper a bit here. Enter his choice of words. I mean, let's all calm down. Who are you? A friend. An observer. A hitchhiker on the mend. Expanding the possibilities. Great. A name? You must call me something. You can call me Nat.
Icky huffed with gratification.
How about get or buzz off? Very well.
Nat began to turn away indifferently.
Wait, do you live here? You might say that. Do you know where we are? Yeah, she might say that. Look, pal, we just want to find out a safe way to get out of here. You gonna help us or not? Before knowing how to leave, one must know where they are. Alright. What does it? Look, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here one way or
Icky
another.
turned sharply and began to stomp off.
Enough with the riddles. You wait up.
Realizing he'd worn their patience then.
Well, I suppose this isn't time for metaphors. I'll show you how to get back home.
Luka and Icky turned around with hope in their eyes.
Come here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
Close your eyes.
Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers.
Okay, open
For a
them.
brief moment, Luka and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold, until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place, cold and disheartened.
This is your home. This is Beacon Pines. Look, Nat, we don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled through some travel gate or we teleported to some altars, or this is just some school experiment by Kerr and his goons. But this is not our home. I'm getting closer to the truth. Alas, the reality is much less fable. Just give it to us straight. So be it. As I said, this is Beacon Hills, the original true Beacon Pines. I said Beacon Hills again. You both grew up here, but the town you call home for your past several years is a replica. A remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair, but a replica nonetheless. That's impossible. It's too much work. You need the whole town to replicate a whole town. Indeed, to pull off a fleet, you would acquire a immense labor power, which would be moved, which would not require a pretty stupid code. We would have noticed? Someone would have noticed. You think so, unless the is unexpectable. Your mind-numbing attention to detail. The last immutable tribalist which complete the tapestry. Well, you can leave that to mere. This. I'm gonna say we call it brain. Myra's saying we call it brain. It has little advance to discontinue zeros. Brain is a wonder way of smoothing out rough edges and keep it the same. You're saying someone made an entire new town and moved us all, and no one noticed? Precisely. But why? Why, the one question can never be answered with certainty. Best one can do is
Nat
uncover
narrowed his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
the source. Why did you say the source like that? Why indeed.
Luka began to laugh uncomfortably.
This is ridiculous. There's no way they could.
He looked down at his feet. His eyes started back and forth in contemplation. With a sudden pain, a thought struck him.
I think I'm gonna leave this episode here. It's been a long time recording. And yeah. I'll see you guys in the next video. Like and subscribe. Bye.